Hey everyone, it's Tori and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. For today's video, I'm setting up my bullet journal for 2023, the second half of the year. This is my current bullet journal from January to June 2023, and it's super chunky, and I will be flipping through this journal in a video soon. And if you're interested in a July plan with me that's coming out soon, please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming content. But for this video, I am currently migrating into this beautiful yellow Archer and Olive journal. It's got these pink edges, this cute little scooter on the front. This was from the Archer and Olive June subscription box from last year, so it's currently not available, but they've got so many other beautiful journals on their website, and if you see anything you like, you can use code CMCG10 at checkout for 10% off your order. After sticking these memo pads underneath the cover, I'm hopping in with these stamps and my tombow. The stamps are from Stationery Pal, and that's what I'm going to be using for most of my headers, as well as my name page, which I am working on right now. I'm super excited to announce that my sister, who is Bright and Bujo on Instagram, she's a graphic designer, and she recently rebranded all of my social media. I just printed out the YouTube banner that she made me, and I'm sticking my digitally designed face, which might be a little bit weird to put in a journal, but I honestly think it's really cool, and it goes with my overall theme that I'm trying to achieve for the beginning spreads. She also made me this really cool sticker sheet of these little habit trackers and number strips that I actually used in my June plan with me, which I will have linked in the cards and down below if you're interested. So I just stuck my little CMCG logo at the top, which stands for Creative Minds Coffee Grinds. I added in these cute little flower stickers from an Etsy shop, and that is this page complete. Now we are hopping into my key page, and I'm not gonna lie, I think this is the spread that I struggled with the most throughout this whole setup. I originally started using this craft paper sticky note with this little watercolor header kind of deal. That's from Stationery Pal, but I didn't really love the craft paper with all like the cool tones going on, so I ended up switching out this paper for one of these gray dot grid papers I got from an Archer and Olive subscription box back in the day. I think it honestly just works with the color palette a little bit better, so I just ripped it up and I added the key to that. I basically used the main key from the bullet journal method. I just forgot to put like half the things I wanted to on here, but it didn't fit and it looks more aesthetically pleasing this way, and I just didn't want to redo it, so aesthetics over functionality it is. So I'm keeping the key super simple, and now we are moving on to my cover page. My cover page is actually loosely inspired by Len Journals on Instagram. I'll have her picture right here. I just love her little collage style for her migration spreads, and she also wrote Hi Again 2023, which is exactly what I did. Her spread is definitely better than mine, but I really loved the inspiration that I took from it, and I think my spread came out pretty cute and stuck with the theme pretty well. I basically used everything that I used on the key page to keep it pretty consistent across the two spreads, and that is this cover page complete. We are now moving on to my future log, and for the first time in a few years, I think, my future log is completely different than what I've been doing. Well, I shouldn't say completely different, because as you might notice right now, it pretty much looks the exact same with the months at the top, and I also am going to have my mini calendars, but I'm not going to have 1 through 31 or however many days of the month down the side. I'm going to keep it pretty casual. I'm just going to have a really big space for general events like weddings or any holidays coming up, and then I'm also going to have a little section at the bottom of each month to write birthdays. I have a feeling it's going to drive me a little nuts, because for the past few years I've been doing 1 through 31 down the side, so everything's been in order, and as of right now I don't think it's going to end up being in order, so that might hurt my perfectionist brain a little bit, but I think just setting it up this way is going to help me a lot more, especially if I have 2 events on the same day. Because previously, with one little line across each month, it was really hard to fit if I did have 2 events. So this way, I think it's going to help me a little bit more, but I will keep you updated, and we will have to see for 2024 if I carry on my future log this way into that journal. And I do want to mention really quick that far right-hand column that says future, that is for future events that are not going to occur within the length of this journal. And that about sums up my future log. We are now moving on to a spread that I like to call my adulting tracker, and this is just a space for me to write down any appointments that are going on throughout the year, and a section at the bottom for anything that has to do with my car, like whenever I get an oil change or get my emissions done or anything like that. And I really appreciate having a spread like this because it's really easy to forget the last time I had like a doctor's appointment or the last time I had like a hair appointment or anything like that. So I like referencing this throughout the year, and it's definitely helpful for me to track how many times I am going in for appointments as well. And for those of you who are curious, the appointments I do track are doctors and dermatologist appointments, dentist, gynecologist, eye appointments, hair, eyebrows, and nail appointments. And for my car, like I said before, I just track my emissions, my tire change, washing and vacuuming my car, and also oil changes. And after just sticking down one of these flower stickers, I am all done with this spread, and we are moving on to my goals check-in for 2023. I do a spread similar to this pretty much every single time I migrate into a new journal, and at the top I write all the goals I've accomplished so far, whether that being in my goals spread in my last journal or on my vision board, and then the section at the bottom is for goals I still need to accomplish before the year ends. And I'm actually going to be filling out this spread as well as all the rest of the spreads in this setup in a whole separate video, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be kind of a mid-year reset style video with a journal with me and just talking about goals. And I'm really excited to film it because honestly, I don't think I've ever filmed a journal with me kind of filling out my bullet journal style thing. You always see before the pen. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And now we are moving on to my themes of 2023 page. I'm just stamping out the first letter of each month in 12 circles right at the bottom. And within these slightly concentric circles, I'm going to be making a doodle for every single monthly theme I've done so far. And yeah, this is just one of my simplest spreads because it's going to be one of those spreads that it looks a whole lot more finished once I actually add in the doodles. And I didn't want to add too many colors because then it was going to take away from the colors I would do when I'm actually filling it out. So that is just my super simple 2023 theme spread, and now we are moving on to my social media tracker and my books tracker for the whole year. So I'm just stamping out the header for my social media tracker, and this is basically the exact same as my prior bullet journal, just a little bit different with the color palette, and obviously I'm tracking my social media growth from July through December this year instead of the first half of the year. The social media accounts that I track throughout the year are from my Instagram, my TikTok, and my YouTube. So those are the little icons that I'm drawing out right now, and for each column there is 6 boxes right underneath. And for each box that is going to signify a month, so I'm going to have the date for the 1st of the month and the 15th of the month, which sounds really random, but I track my follower growth from the 1st to the middle, and I used to track the end as well, like day 30 or day 31, but honestly, it's pretty much the exact same as the first day of the next month, so I only mark down my followers on the first day of each month and the 15th, which is in the middle of the month. And that is my social media tracker complete. Now we are moving on to my books spread. I got these bookshelf stickers from Pretty Little Studios, and if you ever want anything from Pretty Little Studios yourself, I do have a discount code, and I absolutely love her stickers, so I'm excited to be able to add them into these spreads. But getting back to the tracker itself, I am going to be coloring in 1 book for every book that I read this year. I've honestly read, I think, almost 20, if not over 20 books so far, and I am going to document that on this tracker as well as for the rest of the year. And the way that I color in each book is based on the rating that I give it, which you can see me making the key with the squares down at the bottom. So if I think a book is worth 5 stars, I'm going to color in a book purple. If I think it's 4.5, it's going to be that minty green. 4 will be pink, and anything less than 4 or like around 3.5 stars. Honestly, I don't really finish books that I don't think are super great. I usually DNF them, but if I finish it and I'm not loving it, I will color it in gray. I'm just adding some extra touches with some stickers and some washi tape, and that is these 2 spreads complete. We are now moving on to my more collection spread, I guess is what I would call this, and it's just a place for me to write down any movies, TV shows, YouTube channels or videos, podcasts, anything like that that I'm recommended or that I want to see. I just stick that down here and I check it off as I watch them. It's not really something where I put like the movies I do end up watching. It's more just like if I'm recommended again or if it's something I do want to see, that's when I put it in this spread. I am trying to keep these spreads super simple, so after highlighting every other line and just adding simple headers, we have completed my collection spread, and now we are moving on to some master to-do lists. I am titling the left spread work to-do list, and I am titling the left spread bujo to-do list. And as of right now, which is going to be very strange to say, I have quit my teaching job and I am currently looking for work that is up near my boyfriend because I'm going to be moving soon. So as this is super exciting, it's also super stressful, and there's a lot of things that need to go into finding a new job. And once I get a new job, there's going to be a lot of learning to do. So I just wanted to have this extra space to write anything down so I don't forget anything that has to do with work and anything that has to do with my bullet journal content creating. After adding some finishing touches like the washi tape and the stickers I've been using, that is these 2 pages complete, and now we are moving on to the last spread section of this bullet journal setup, which is going to be my planning pages. I've been using planning pages since 2019, pretty much on and off, but I've been using them consistently last year and this year, and I've usually been making entire pages just for 1 month, but I'm going to try a half-page setup this time. And just like my full planning pages that were originally inspired by Jess from Jashikurin, this is also inspired by Jess from Jashikurin. She has half-page setups as well. So I just have a small section for any colors from a color palette that I want to use during a month. I have a section to write down and practice the headers, to write down the theme, and also to add in any washi tape if I'm using washi tape during the month. And after only filming 2 sections of the spread, here's some bujo magic, and it's all done. Poof, just like that. And that is the final spreads of this setup. So now I'm just going to clean up a little bit, and then we are going to be flipping through all of these pages that we created today. We are now entering the final flip through portion of today's video, and I want to encourage you all to comment down below if you are migrating into a new journal this season, or if you're migrating a little bit later this year, or if you're using one bullet journal all year round. I would really love to know. And if you made it to the end of this video, please comment some yellow emojis down below for the beautiful cover of my brand new journal. You guys are amazing, and thank you so much for supporting me. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe while you're here. Also, don't forget to check out my bullet journal Instagram at Creative Minds Coffee Grinds, and also my bullet journal TikTok, which is at Creative Mind Coffee Grinds without the S. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!